So all day went by, and I felt like I didn't get anything done, or at least not anything cool. But then I got this idea. I'm doing homeschool with Colin. I thought you guys might find it interesting. I will say that Colin started off not wanting to do work.
Yep.
Yeah, he was very upset this morning. And I don't know, we're just kind of taking it chill with him. And, it's sometimes school doesn't come easily. So we're giving it a go.
Yep.
Do you want to try something?
It's fine. I don't know how.
It's fine?
It's
Okay.
fine.
You want to do another one? Here, I'll show you guys what we were doing. Let me flip this around so you can see. We're doing fractions, and what I kind of do is like I'll write out this part, and then 2/3 plus 1/3, and then he'll write 3/3. And because Colin learns well through things that are visual or through things that you can manipulate, like with your hands. That's why we draw the pictures. I suppose everybody learns that way with fractions, but Colin's a little more extreme in terms of appreciating things that you can touch or whatever. So let's show off a little bit, handsome. Are you ready?
Yep.
Here. Jackie's here too. I guess supervising?
I have other things I wanted to do, but we'll see how it goes.
I'll write, this is a big one. 3. The pressure, the camera.
You went sideways.
I made a
Keep it
mistake.
sideways.
3/7 plus 2/7 equals.
5.
Go ahead, write it out. How do you write 5/7? There you have it. So, a little bit of homeschool for today. Sorry, this mic hasn't always been pointed right at me. But sometimes homeschool is like a great thing that we tackle enthusiastically, and sometimes it's not. But progress. I look a mess,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I'll go with my work.
we've received a lot of
like it.
compliments about all the progress Colin's made in his speaking, and I'm proud of it. You proud of it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great. It's mostly Jackie, really. I get way too much credit.
You work with him.
Even now, I continue to get way too much credit. I just thought I would show what the hard part is like. It's not all like wiring in the stable and stacking wood and like playtime. It's a lot of this, and Jackie does it more than me. But
Today's a bad day for him.
yeah. Oh, it's not always this bad either. I don't mean to paint it wrong, but if you have a special needs kid, then this could be your reality. There's great stuff too, but yeah. So anyway, bumpy morning, but sorry about my phone. This is what it takes. So I haven't done a lot today, if I'm honest with you, but I have this hole in the wall that I've been looking at for like a month. No one really knows how it got there. I suspect one of my children knows how it got there, but that we will never know.
You just confessed.
How it really? Hell, you think that's what that was? That was a confession?
Yes.
So anyway, let's get this thing fixed, or at least stage 1 of getting it fixed. You know what? I'll talk about it for a second. So because this is so deep, I don't think it's gonna look good after one coat. I think what's gonna happen is I'll fill it with the mud, the spackle stuff, and then it'll like crack because it's so deep, and then I'll have to fill it, at least twice, maybe 3 times. But that doesn't bother me much. Just get it going. In the end, it's good. You could have made an argument, perhaps, for doing the whole, like, they call it tape, right? Putting tape across it and, like, bridging the gap. But I don't think this is too bad. See. Come on, baby. Yeah, it's just a little thick. There. That might look like it'll sand okay, but I don't think it will. I think that when this dries, there's going to be like a crack in it, and then the next coat is going to make it great.
So all day went by, and I felt like I didn't get anything done, or at least not anything cool. But then I got this idea.
The battery's dead.
All right.
So rather than just do a time lapse and music over the burning of all this extra scrap and wood, I thought I'd do a question. Sadly, it's another like investment business question. It seems like a lot of these are the same, but I'm going to answer it anyway because I thought it was really interesting. So here we go. Inherit multi-million-dollar business or choose my own course. Woody, I'm 19 years old. My mother is a first-generation immigrant from Russia. From nothing, she built a multi-million-dollar veterinarian business. With her Middle Eastern mentality, I've been told since I was 4 that I will be a doctor and I will inherit my grandfather's multi-million-dollar dermatology business in Russia. That's his mother's father. And for the rest of his life, he just took that as fact. She also threatened to pretty much disown me if I chose a different path. When I was 13, I was sent to Russia to live with my parents, away from my parents, so that I could learn Russian and get into Russian university and so that my mom wouldn't have to pay for it. University's free in Russia. And so that I could control the Russian business. While I was in my last year of high school, I got a call saying the family decided I will be inheriting my mom's business, splitting it with my sister. My grandfather's business is too, and this is in Russian, or in quotes, Russian. Long story short, I'm now finishing my second semester in vet school, and I find it boring as heck. He's finishing with good grades. I find myself reading about economics and business all the time. The problem is, my mom never gives up any power. She's the boss. My dad even said that the business will never be on my terms until she passes away. They've been divorced since he was born. The only thing I ever wanted was to run a business, and the idea of starting your own business is enchanting. Yet I understand that I could do more by adding to something that already exists. At the same time, I don't find much appeal in growing a chain of veterinarian clinics. I also love working long hours and being my own boss. I have an opportunity to move to New York City and work as a credit card processing salesman until I gain capital. Should I bet on myself or take the safe route, one where I might as well live ballless? To be honest, I'm afraid that I'll never cover my opportunity cost. Thank you so much, Woody, in advance. I love the vlogs, love the show. If you find this interesting, feel free to use this. All right, so in summary, this guy's mother owns a chain of veterinarian clinics, and it's wildly successful. It's a multi-million-dollar business. The truth is, like, I was in a similar spot growing up. I wouldn't call my father's accounting firm a multi-million-dollar business, but since the time I was a little kid, like I don't even know how little, like 7, like little, it was just kind of known that I was going to inherit my father's accounting firm. And I should mention, he was a 50-50 partner with someone, but that partner's kids had no interest in, their kids didn't have any interest in being accountants. So it just wasn't their cup of tea. So it was me. It wasn't my brother's cup of tea. I was the only guy interested, and therefore it was mine. And my father made a very good living. And I used to think to myself, like, I'd just run the math, like, all right, let's say that instead of a partner, it's a sole proprietorship, and I have to pay someone, obviously, to pick up that work, but probably not partner rates. And then there you have it, I don't know. I thought in my head, like, I'd be making $300,000 a year or better, 400,000. I don't know. If I were to, like, take over his role and not have his partner and stuff. Buy out the business. So that was the plan. And the plan got pretty far along. I mean, I went to college and I majored in accounting just like this guy here is. And unlike him, or possibly unlike him, I worked in accounting during the day and went to school at night. And that's when I learned it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me at all. It was more than just, I guess it was, to quote him, boring as shit. That's what he wrote. But more than that, like, I just hated it. I didn't find happiness in life. I was working long hours, and people would be like, oh, you must be tired. I wasn't tired. I was sad. Like, it wasn't just that I got the sleep I needed. I would get my, like, 7 or 8 hours of sleep, but all the rest of my day was, like, this life of this life of, like, it was awful to me. And there was nothing in my life that I enjoyed. So that's when I added computers as a second major and then went into that as a career, and everything was great. Unlike this guy, my father was pretty supportive of it. I think he might have seen that without a passion in accounting, I wasn't going to excel at it. And, so with that said, I had a real passion for computers, and especially like now, but especially back in the day, you couldn't find you were constantly seeing articles encouraging people to get into computers and STEM topics and stuff. And so yeah, I got into computers and I formed a career, and I eventually got into YouTube, and that computer background is, I think, one of the reasons WoodyCraft was so successful. Because I worked hard at it, and I had a background in it that helped me. Let's talk about you. You don't want to be a vet. To me personally, I think veterinarian work is pretty interesting. But if it's not your cup of tea, you shouldn't pursue it. I mean, it sounds like you do have interests in things that can make money, right? You find opening your own business enchanting. I think that it is. You have an interest in business. You wish that was your major, it seems. If you enjoy owning a business and making money and being an entrepreneur, then I think that you should do that. I think they should do that, and your mom should support you. Heck, it sounds like she has the means to sort of set you up for success. And by all means, like, just oh gosh, I would hate to see you in a lifetime of something you don't like. And I recognize this is kind of like conflicting to the Mail Monday thing where I told the guy not to be a journalist, but there's a difference. It sounds like you are targeting that cross section of something you like and something that's profitable. And that's the idea here when choosing a career. You start off with something you love and see if that makes money. If it doesn't, is there something you like that makes money? No go? All right. Well, how about, something you don't hate that makes money? Where can we go on this thing? That's it. So yeah, do I think that you should start your own business and go on your own? I do. If being a vet isn't for you, then choose your own path, and or at the very least, step one is to talk to your mom about it, and let her know where you stand, and see how she reacts and what kind of support you get from her. But gosh, man, if you want to start your own business and do your own thing, go get some. Go get some. You have a passion around something that is profitable. It'd be criminal not to go for that.
I think I got too close to the fire. What do you think? You think? It's 10 o'clock. We usually do Painkiller nearly a lot earlier than this, but Kyle had a flight and he's just getting in. I think actually he's waiting on me as opposed to me waiting on him. So time to start the show. I'm gonna look red.